Hello. Are we here? Is everybody alive? Everybody making it? Is the world out there? Is this thing on? Is the pandemic? Is the pandemic bad? I hope it's not bad where you are. Well, we got Ohio here, Mississippi, Andrews, Texas, Montana, Kentucky. Whenever you get here, smash the like button, type hello, and then wherever you're from in the comment section. That's the way this thing rolls. Listen to my seat go. Glad you guys could be here. Glad I could be here. It is hot. It's not as hot as it's going to be, but it's hot. What are you doing? Go lay down. Rascal's saying hi. So, yeah, it's hot. It's 92 degrees right now, but it's going to be 100 starting Friday for like 3 or 4 days from the last time I looked. It's going to be brutal with no air conditioning. That's why I call it a survival challenge. And people were sitting out there going, what are you going to do? Sit around and eat sandwiches? And I mean, isn't this how you live all the time? Well, how I live all the time would kill most people. Glad to see you playing Jan. Everybody smash the like button and say where you are. I hope you got to see the first episode. I apologize. It was good, but it was about a third to a half of the total amount of footage. A bunch of the footage didn't get covered. Let me explain. So we had so many problems that it became very difficult to even get it done. It took 4 days to get the data up and down and up and down. Ohio's here, New Jersey's here. And then the files that I sent were unreadable after it took 4 days. Because he uses Apple and I use a regular computer, and so he wasn't. My hair's not cut. I got it pulled back. So I'm glad you guys liked it, but it like ended at like 11:30 in the morning. There's going to be a director's cut. There'll be a director's cut, and some of the footage from day one ends up in day two. Day two is supposed to be playing right now, but I worked on it for 5 hours today, and it's going to be ready. Because I don't have to send it up and down and all that kind of stuff. So it's going to be ready. I'm glad you guys liked it, but I guarantee you every episode will be better than the one before. You are just getting a taste of how good this is going to be. So I'm excited about that. I got huge news today. I'm not going to get to it yet, but I got huge news. First of all, I want somebody to tell me how the audio and the video is. The biggest challenge, 80% of the challenge has been technical. And it's been very physically trying. I've been through 2 hell weeks in my life, and this is by far the worst. Last night, I got 4 hours and 6 minutes of sleep. And if you look down there, where is it? Hold on. You can't see it. 7 minutes. You can't see it. 7 minutes of deep sleep. So, and that's been about average, 4 to 5 hours a night. I'm going to catch up. People say you can't catch up, but because I'm a time traveler, I can stack it. I can go vertical with my sleep. So I'm absolutely exhausted. I want to give you some numbers from the first week. We're in week 2. Today's day 9. I want to give you some numbers. Over 70 miles walked in the first week. 1 fish eaten. I caught 2, but I ate 1. I caught 3 today, but I ate 1. Hello, Tennessee. 8 jars of meat made it into the root cellar. The garden fence, it's still going. But I got all the squash planted. I got seedlings planted. And there's probably a million other numbers. I lost 2 pounds without doing hardly any workouts. It wasn't as hot as it's going to be. It's going to be hot. It's going to be brutal. But that's good. It's called a survival challenge. I just have to get some sleep. Today, I didn't get a whole lot done because I did, but I was down here for 5 hours working on editing episode number 2. Here's the thing. I bought new editing software, and I had never used it before. Today was the first day. So I'm learning. I'm halfway done, and it's looking good. And I'll learn. And as I, by day 30, bam, we'll knock out maybe 2-3 hours. We'll knock out a whole episode. So great to see that. Everybody smash the like button. That's free. But I have huge news. Who's ready for the huge news, or should I talk about my topic for the day first? Hello, Oregon. Western Tennessee's in the house. So what is it? What I get? I got some stuff too. I got to share some stuff I got. I did get mail. So far, I've gotten 3 pieces of mail in 9 days. 2 are from Nancy, and 1 from my friend Bill. All right, look at this. Hello, Callie. Virginia's here. All right, here's the huge news. You ready? Who's got 2 thumbs and is monetized on YouTube? Huh? This guy. Right now. Yeah, I got your letter. I don't want to show your address, but I got your letter right here. It was great. Bill, thank you. I appreciate it. I got a letter from Nancy today that had some art in it. Hopefully, I'm going to be getting more. I did a little spiel on today's video about, this generation really doesn't like to do mail. But we are monetized. Let me tell you what that means, because we're all partners. It's a thing today to say we're all in this together. And I talked about this on one of the earlier programs. They've never been in it with you. Home Depot, Walmart, everybody's in it together, right? They weren't in it together before the other day, but now we're all in this together. But we're in this together. And so I do this work. I've explained before, it's called a busker. Michael Busker. And a busker is somebody that goes out there and they open up their guitar case and they play. You can put money in there if you want. You don't have to. If you like the music and you want them to keep doing it and you want them to keep playing and you want them to make it and you want art to survive and you aren't a soul dead Nazi, then hopefully you want them to keep doing it. You want art to survive. So that's what I do. I come out here, I open up my guitar case. All the work that I'm doing, no sleep, all this stuff is for you. It's not for me. I already know it all. I don't know it all. I know all that I know, but I know all of the stuff that I'm doing. And so you guys be quiet for a minute. I'm always like, tap in the comments. I'm like, hold on a minute. I'm talking. And so, that's what I'm doing this for. And I do it all without any pay. And so there are things you can do to help if you want to. And the thing is, you never have to. You're still going to get all the goodness if you don't want to. And I still love you. And everything's great. No hard feelings. I understand what it's like to be extremely poor and to want to help and not be able to. And so here's the thing. Here's what monetization does. First of all, you will start seeing ads on my videos. That's just the way it goes. And I don't choose the ads. You might see a GMC or a Dodge ad. Nothing I can do about that, So I don't know who's going to run ads on this thing. Maybe, who knows? So if you see ads, just watch them. Don't skip them. Just watch them. And then so you'll probably see ads. That's no big deal. There's a couple of other things that can go on that I'm enabled and entitled to do now. One of them is called Super Chat and emojis. If you are on YouTube on your computer or your device, or if you're on it on, I don't know, what do they call it? Big computer thing. The sewing class ad. Awesome. So right below where you type in stuff, if you'll look, there should be a $sign. That $sign says, if you hover over it, it says, show your support for Michael Bunker. Let me tell you how that works. You get everything for free. You don't ever even have to look at that button. If you don't want to, don't look at it. We're still close, right? We're still friends. However, there are times, and I know it for a fact because I'm a donor. I donate. I love art. I love artists. I love authors. I love musicians. I love Vermeer. And so the thing is, sometimes you're in the moment. You're right there, and perhaps I'm in the middle of a rant, And you're like, some people have emailed me and said, you saved my life. You changed my life. What you said, it rang something true to me, and you saved my life. At that moment, while you're in the moment, perhaps you feel like doing something, and that's something you can do. One thing I've learned in the media is every step from people doing something means they won't. And it's not because they don't love. It's not because they're bad people. It's just because so many things are vying for our attention. And so, hello, Danielle. I love you so much, and I miss you, and I can't wait for you to be home. I'm going to pick you some flowers. I'm going to do it. All right. So, and the thing is, people want to do it, but then the minute the video gets over, somebody's calling them, pinging in on Facebook Messenger, things are going on, children want to get fed, and all of a sudden, it just doesn't happen. What that little button does is called a super chat. If you click on that button, you can pay whatever you want, $1, $5, $20, $100, and your comments will be highlighted, and you can pick how long they're going to stay highlighted. It's just kind of a reward. But as things get more popular, I don't know if you saw the graph I put up of our watches and how many people are. We have more people watching right now live than have watched in the past. And so every day is getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And so at some point, these things are going to scroll by really, really fast. And perhaps you want to say something. Perhaps you want to say something nice. Perhaps you want to ask a question. You can bang, $1, $5, whatever you want. You don't have to do any of it, but it'll highlight your comment or whatever. And it's up to you. You can do it if you want to do it. It's a cool way. And so personally, I use Super Chat. I watch people all the time that I like. I like musicians. And so just this week, I was listening to Kayla Ray, who we got to meet at the farmer's market. And I know what it's like to try to just play your music for free and hope people pay. And so, you know, if you can donate and help out, and it's $5, it's $1, it's whatever you can do. Thank you, Chris, for the $2. You are the first person to ever do a super chat on this channel. The first person. And you know what? That's great. I'm going to do like rewards too, you know, like I'll come up with something crazy. So anyways, that's what they did. I don't mean to spend a lot of time explaining it, but I don't want you to feel any pressure. I don't want you to feel bad if you don't do it. I don't like Chris more than anybody else. Oh, my camera just beeped off. All right. So see, there's $2 right there. That would not have happened except for monetization. So we got ads. We got monetization. You've seen that I've been doing some merch, some t-shirts. By the way, the black Bunker Nation t-shirts are available in the swag store. Thank you, Pete Peterson. Bill Peterson, thank you for that super chat. And so, you know, what was I saying? I was talking about merchandise. So we got t-shirts that are available in my store, michaelbunker.com/store. Thank you, Jody. And so you can get those t-shirts from the store, but eventually they'll be available right here. And it'll be more stuff because they have a whole mechanism for delivery and all that kind of stuff. So if somebody comes up and says, we should have a Bunker Nation coffee mug, those things can be available right through YouTube, right here through the channel. And it's just another way to keep me available to do this. Here's the thing. You're going to tie-dye your shirt? All right. So here's the thing. Every bit of this is going to go to grow this channel. And I've got things to talk about that. And by that, first of all, we got to get our infrastructure. What we've been doing is piecing things together. And I have a great story about that today, because one of the things I got in UPS today was a inverter. So we got the solar panel for the Yeti 400, which isn't here yet, but fits the Yeti 150. I got an inverter for my solar trailer. I still need 4 batteries for that solar trailer, and they're expensive, but we got to have them. So we're plugging in pieces, and once those pieces are here, so here's what happened today. Today I got up at 2:30. I was down here at 3:30 to start edit. I would have been done editing. We would be watching episode 2 right now. And so what happened is I used up a bunch of the power last night because I watched the episode and I chatted with you guys. So I didn't have enough power on my laptop or on the Yeti. I had 1 hour. You'll see this is all in day 9 at the beginning of day 9. It's in the video. So I was able to work less than an hour, and then I lost power for 5 hours until the sun came up and everything. So instead I went fishing. I was like Opie Cunningham. I don't want to get demonetized, so I can't use any songs that are copyrighted. And that song has a whole copyright story to it. But so I went fishing. I caught 3 fish. I caught 1 big perch. I cooked it and I ate it. So whoever it was, Jody or somebody was saying, you like the catch and cook videos? Day 9 is your deal. Thank you, Russ. I appreciate it. You guys with your super chats, so you're already getting the idea. And so, and everybody else, you're fine. So I caught a fish, and then I spent some time with the animals, feeding, doing all my chores. By the time I got down here, it was noon before there was enough power. And then I spent 5 hours from noon until 5 o'clock. This is all in the video. By the way, we're going to do a time travel deal here in just a minute too. So 5 hours editing video. And then I went back up and I cooked supper. And also, I made kraut yesterday. I don't know. I got a bunch of stuff to tell you guys. It's just my mind is scattered because there's no sleep. And so that's the thing. If we had those extra pieces, the Yeti 400's coming in. That's a huge piece. I need 4 of the batteries that are in the Amazon wish list for the solar trailer to be working right so that we can get through the night, get through the next day. I can have the power I need. And then once we have power, there's no end to what we can do. I was talking to a friend of mine right before I came on the air, and I said, I told my wife today, if I had to do this again, the way that I'm doing it with the technology that I have, with how I started, I would not do it. I've been through 2 hell weeks in my life, and this has been worse. This has been, and I'm not complaining that it was bad. I'm enjoying myself, and it's an adventure. But physically, because of the technology gaps, it adds, I'm walking 12 and a half miles a day to come down and plug in batteries and all that kind of stuff. And it sounds like I'm complaining, but I'm not. I'm enjoying myself. And so don't worry about it, Michael, whenever you can do it. And so I wouldn't do it. But I was telling a friend right before I came on here, I said, when I do this again, what I'd like to do is do a off-grid boot camp where we have 4 or 5 people come in who are not survivalists, who are not, bushcrafters, whatever, so that they can experience it. It's so easy for people to say, oh, that would be easy. People that, perhaps they have a camper and they've camped before, or perhaps they've lived off grid, but they haven't done it by themselves when it's 92 degrees and trying to film all of it. I'm going to show you what that's like right now. I'm going to take a quick break. We're going to time travel. You ready? Everybody ready to time travel? So right now, as I'm sitting here, it is day 9, and I am editing day 2. All right? Everybody got that? I got my ubiquitous GoPro, right? Today on day 9, which you won't be watching for a week, I'm going to tell you all about my UPS that came in because I forgot to video it. So I'm going to tell you all what you'll watch in a week. And in a week when you're watching it, you'll go, I was watching that while I'm watching it. All right, so I got to turn this camera on. This is what I'm doing almost all day when I have batteries. Hey, everybody. Day 9, Michael Bunker here. And here we are. We're on live. And I wanted to tell you, I said I was going to go up there and check UPS. I got 3 things in UPS. One of them was an inverter, 2,000 watt inverter, and it's a nice one. And so you'll be seeing that one day 10 and 11 and all that. The second thing I got was a pair of pants. A pair of pants are not survival oriented because I only have one pair of pants. So a pair of pants are going to get warm. The third thing was a hammock. Why somebody sent me a hammock, I don't know, but I'm happy and I'm appreciative. But I have to count a hammock as survival gear. Do you all agree? So I'm not going to use the hammock during the survival challenge. So I just wanted everybody to know that I did go check UPS. I did get some packages, but I had to eat and I had to feed the dog and I had to check eggs and all that kind of stuff. And so here I am doing live at 7 p.m., which is past my bedtime. All right. We just time traveled. Talk to you guys in a little bit. So I'm talking to you in the future. What size pants? I didn't bring them down. I have no idea. They're still in a package. I didn't open them up. I was in a hurry. Yeah, the hammock is survival gear. I can't use the hammock. The hammock's going to remain in the package until after the challenge is over. But the inverter is going to get used. The inverter is going to replace the inverter I have down here. And then the inverter I have down here, which is a smaller inverter, is going to go up top. And I will explain all that in a video. You're going to see what's going to happen, and it's going to be cool. And it'll be an off-grid lesson. All right? Yeah, hammocks are awesome. Here's what I would want to do. Here's Fantasy Michael Bunker telling you what I want to do. I want to tie that hammock up in the root cellar. It's going to be 100 degrees for 4 days. 100 degrees in May. Danielle, do you remember when we had 18 days over 100 in May and how bad that year was? We're going to have 4 days. I have a gas-powered generator, but I only have 5 gallons of gas. I actually had to use a little bit of it today. And it's got to last 21 days. So I can't really run. I have a gas-powered generator, but it's broken. I got to get it fixed. Hey, Don, if you want to come by and get the generator and take it by the small mechanic, we'll be set up. Root cellar was, there were a bunch of scorpions the other day. I don't care. I will get in that hammock down in that root cellar with a fan, and you would not see me for 6 hours. I would be down there, and then I would be working from 3 o'clock until around noon or 1, and then 7 o'clock, come up here and do that. See, I could go down. I could be editing the episodes down there in the hammock, but I can't use the heading. Hammock net small enough for fish netting. No, it's not netting. This is a nice hammock. I haven't even opened it up. It's still in the package. I felt like opening it up would be a violation of my core agreement. There is no nylon. This is like a pretty nice, I don't know what you want to call it. I'll show it to you guys, but I can't get it out of the package. Hit super chat, put $2. Try it again. Maybe you're missing a little button or something. Somebody who's done super chat, help Pat out. Sleep in the root cellar on hot nights. I've done it before, but I'm not sure. I'm not sure about that. There's a lot of scorpions down there. I wouldn't mind being in the hammock, but I'm not just going to sleep down there on the ground. Yeah, it's parachute fabric. That's right. It's just not netting. So it's going to be cool, and I'm glad to have it. Hello, everybody. I'm glad you're here. If you're new here, what I need you to do is smash the like button. Smash it like your life depends on it. Just hit that like button, break it, and then subscribe. We need all. Hey, by the way, I think we're right at close to 1,700 subscribers. We need 300 more. We have to have it, or else the time cops are going to come get me. Why is a hammock a survival item? Because it's just something survival people carry. They like to sleep up off the ground. It's not a survival item if you're not doing a survival challenge. But if you're doing a survival challenge, a hammock is a survival item. So I can't use it. But whoever sent it, thank you for it. I can't accept survival items. Hit the dollar icon. It should come up with a window to enter payment info. Hit buy and send. All right. The breeze comes through more than you think it will. Well, there's no breeze in the root cellar, but it's cool, and I'll have a fan. So is some Nicaraguan binder a survival item? No, send it. Send it on. I'm going to be doing cigars during this whole challenge. The first 9 days have been really getting my footing and getting the technology. 80% of what I'm doing is because of the technology. Once I get that sussed, I really want to teach. I want to teach so much, but I spend most of my day charging batteries. So, for example, this is the wonderful GoPro. This is the best thing. This is the best thing I've ever had with the YouTube channel, period. Best camera. And I use it all the time, but it has one battery. I've ordered some other batteries and they're coming in. So you don't have to go rush and buy any down in the Amazon wish list, which is down below, that you could click on and buy other stuff. But but I only have one battery, and it may be like May 4th or May 7th before any more batteries come in. And because of the power, I'm shuffling, trying to keep things charged. I gotta have, oh, I don't have any water. I didn't bring the water down here. Okay, so Pat, you might have a problem with your security settings. You might have to go up there and make sure you're not blocking pop-ups, etc. Somebody might be able to help you. Oh, hit the dollar icon, then hit super chat. Hey, everybody, I appreciate you guys being here, and I appreciate you guys hitting the like button. That's the best thing. That's a cool breeze. You might hear my fan. I got just enough power to charge one of these old Ryobi batteries. Ryobi. So you're going to be hearing that throughout the challenge because it's going to be 100 degrees. If I'm down here at 7 o'clock, that fan's going to be running. So I caught a perch. It was about the size of maybe a little bit bigger, but I cooked it differently. I didn't try to fillet it. When I filleted it, I got like 1.5 ounces. It wasn't worth the work. So I got like 3 ounces. It was good. So you got your catch and cook video. Here's what I'm going to do on Saturday, which is my day off. I am not going to eat one bite of food. Saturday's usually my fast day. It is a fast day. Yeah, perch. That's right. And so what I'm going to do on Saturday is I can only eat if it comes from the land, not from the root cellar. I got to get it from the land. So it's either got to be a wild edible, or I got to catch a fish, or I got to catch a raccoon, or I got to catch something. So Friday, I'm going to set out traps. Saturday morning, I'm going to get up and I'm going to go fishing. I'm really surprised I didn't catch more fish today. 2 of them were pretty small. They were like that big. My friend Frank says I should pull them out of there anyway, but because they'll choke the pond. But I just didn't want to. I eat raccoons. I'll eat a raccoon so fast your head will spin. All it is meat. I've learned one thing. They're all just meat. Meat. I like some meat better than others, but it's all meat. And so look forward to Saturday's episode. Saturday's going to be, if you don't catch it and cook it, you don't eat it. So a lot of good stuff going on. I got to work around this heat issue. The heat's going to be brutal and would probably kill somebody if they didn't know what they were doing. All I have right now is there's a little box of like 5 lures that came with the fishing pole. I've got probably a bunch of fishing tackle back here in the storage, but I really don't want to go through it all. And so, and then I have a live bait trap, but it's stuck up in a tree, and I have no idea how it got up there, and it's got a dead snake in it. So I've got to climb up in this tree, and I'll get that out, and I'll catch some live bait, and then I can. What I really want to do is get some worms and just throw one out with a bobber, and like I can't sleep in the hammock, but I could rest a little bit, and then wait for that bobber to go down. So that's what I'm going to be looking forward to next week. So when it's 100 degrees outside, I'm going to be doing a lot before 6 or 7 o'clock. And hopefully that camera's supposed to be here May 7th, which has the night vision on it. I hope everybody's doing okay. I hope you guys are fine. I know you guys want to talk about, stuff that's going on in the world. I really don't know that much other than everybody keeps sending me the meat shortage thing. And then my friend, Pastor Don, said he went to the store yesterday and they had everything. They even had toilet paper. I think that's temporary, but I've been watching the meat situation, and it's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting. my goal still is to put up more food than I eat during these 30 days. And so I've got, Danielle, I'm sorry to say, I got 3 chickens in the lockup for butchering. One of them is a barred rock, but I'm sorry. I went to go check egg. We have 3 broody hens that have been broody. 2 of them have been broody for at least 15 days or so. So they're going to have chicks pretty soon. I'm standing there with the basket, and this barred rock hen comes in, looks around. She looks in, when they're hunting eggs, they'll look in every one of the nests. She hopped up on there, and the mama that's been there 15 days, she reached under her and grabbed an egg, dropped it on the ground, and grabbed it and started eating it right in front of me. Right in front of me. So I snatched her, and she went into the fattening up pen. And so you guys want to watch night of day 8, because I watched the episode last night, and then I went up and decided to make a dessert from scratch with no recipe. And it was a disaster. Costco today, no beef or chicken, a little pork, no canned. All right. So anyways, I got 3 chickens ready to butcher. I'm just fattening them up right now. Yep, freezer camp. And there may be 1 or 2 more that are going. We have 3 broody hens. One of them's been there a long time, and they keep sticking more eggs under her, so she's not going to hatch them all out that I know of. That hen was crazy, was flat out crazy. And so I have, there's 4 hens right now that are in lockup. 3 hens and 1 rooster. I caught the Danielle of the 2 roosters. I wanted to keep the one that had the darkest markings. So the lighter one that was kind of mostly white is now in lockup. And so, all right, so everything's going good. I'm excited. I'm worn out. I'm going to try to get some sleep tonight. I have no idea what it's going to be like this week. The good news is when I wake up tomorrow, I will be 1/3 of the way through the challenge. 1/3. And so I'm excited. It's going to be fun. I'm very thirsty right now, and I didn't bring any water down for some reason. Hey, everybody, tell me what things are like where you are. Type something in. Type a question or a comment. What do you want to see? What would be cool? What size pants do you wear now at 180 plus pounds? I would say probably a 34 waist. I'm pretty sure it's 34. We'll find out. This morning I had 3 ounces of fish, and then I went down and I was so hungry because I did the 5 hours of editing. And at 5 o'clock I had 2 sausages. What did I have with it? I had 2 sausages and and then some yogurt. This yogurt is still going strong, and you'll have to see on day 8 or day 7. I showed how I'm getting ultra cold water from the bottom of the cistern to keep a couple of the dairy products still going without taking them to the root cellar. So I got beer bottled. I got all the kraut made. Lord willing, here in about 2-3 weeks, I'm going to be putting a ton of kraut in the root cellar. And by the way, just that right there, 8 jars of meat and the kraut that I did and the chickens that I'm going to butcher would get you through the summer. You would live, and you would probably live pretty well because we have other wild edibles. Just having the kraut is one of the best probiotics, one of the best gut medicines, vitamin C, all the vitamins, all of that. Would you wear Wrangler denim jeans? Probably not. I have not worn a pair of dungarees. Danielle, when's the last time I wore a pair of dungarees? 2005? Probably 2003. But I wouldn't turn something down. I mean, I would work in them. I might wear them. I don't know. I'd have to ask my wife. I don't even know. Why is it taking so long for your Yeti? Well, you got yours within 10 days. I don't think it's been 10 days. It's it was ordered like the day before or 2 days before the challenge. So it's been 10 or 11 days. I checked with the guy who ordered it today, and he said Thursday, I think. Thursday or maybe. Kraut, kimchi, pickles, and whatnot. Yeah, so the kraut's going to be good. Hopefully start getting some squash by the end of this thing. Could be. I'm going to harvest a bunch of nopales. I have not been out into the field to get the what do they call it? I can't think of the word. Danielle, what's the itchy weed? Somebody help me. I didn't sleep any. What do you have for wild edibles? That's what I'm saying right now. We got nopales last year in the middle of May. So by the end of this challenge, we were picking, we call it itchweed, but it's nettles. We got stinging nettles. We've got nopale cactus. We have agarito berry should be ready before this challenge is over. We've got quite a few other things. We've got purslane. There's a lot. So, and I haven't even started doing that. Yeah, I can with the pressure cooker. What's my favorite cigar fillers? I really like Nicaraguan. I really like Honduran. Most of those are really, really good. Honduran, Nicaraguan, Brazilian. Yeah, nettle tea. Yeah, in fact, that's why I really want it for. And we get nettles come up all over around the clothesline and then out in our field. So I'm gonna go get a bunch of nettles. I'm gonna get. Tomorrow I'm gonna be making small beer and maybe large beer. I haven't got to that yet. Every time I'm like just about to get started on something, I got to go spend 2 hours on some data or moving things. Hopefully going to get all that sorted. As soon as I start getting some SD cards, the batteries come in for this awesome thing, we're going to be rolling. The Yeti 400 comes here. We're rolling anyway. This video for day 2 is going to be awesome, and every one of them is going to get better. So, hey, guys, I appreciate – I'm not leaving yet, but, hey, guys, I appreciate those super chats. You're going to hear me mention it every once in a while. It's just a cool way to help out. So I was going to finish the talk on monetization. So merchandising is the next thing. And then there's also these things right next to the $sign down there. If you look at it, it's called a custom emoji. And what you can do is you can click on that and you can design or use your own emoji. And I don't know what that does, but that's just a thing that you get to do. So the last thing that I wanted to talk about is it's called joining. So this channel will have members. If you are not a member, nothing changes for you. You do not lose anything at all. But you can join and you can become a member. And then there's a members only section. In the members only section, you can get special videos, outtakes, special merch, just things that are for members only. And so just like we have Bunker Nation on Facebook, go to facebook.com and find the Bunker Nation and go join. That's free. If you're a regular on this channel, nothing changes for you. You're not going to lose out, but you'll be able, and joining is not available yet. But right next to where it says subscribe, in the next week, it's going to say join. And all of that is just stuff that allows people like me to be able to do this. Because believe me, for the last few years, there's been a lot of pressure on me not to do this stuff. There's just been a lot of pressure for me to go do something else because it just doesn't pay. And so to do and live this life, as hard as you're going to see that it is, and live it for $500 a month, less than some people's car payment, has been very, very difficult. And some of you have been with me the whole time. Some of you have been with me for 20 years. So you know that I want it to be free. I want you guys to be able to participate. But there are going to be some levels for people that want more. And so if you want more, you can be able to get it. If you don't want more, everything's going to be fine. Is everybody cool with that? I hope everybody's cool with that. So I appreciate you guys with your super chats. Don't forget those. If you get in the moment, and I'm at 40 minutes and I haven't got to my topic yet. So if you get in the moment, then just, hit the super chat. All right. So I got to get to my topic. It's like Patreon. Exactly. All right. So here's the thing. Somebody asked me today, and they may be on here. They said, they knew somebody who worked for electric co-op, and they didn't think there was going to be a problem because most of the businesses are not using power, so they have surplus of power, and it only takes 2 or 3 people to operate. That is called a ceteris paribus fallacy, or it's akin to normalcy bias, which is so long as things stay the way they are, then everything's fine. When you only have 2 or 3 people to run a power plant, it only takes 2 getting sick. And even if you have backups, if you have a few places that are high usage areas that go down, then you have what's called rolling blackouts and all of that. Here's the problem. They're going to try to reopen things. Even though things are stressed, even though people are still getting sick, and I'm fine with them reopening things. I don't have a political opinion on it. The law of unintended consequences is that when you place stress on a particular area of a mechanism, or when you intend a certain thing in a particular area of the mechanism, you are adding stress to the whole chain or the whole train of things. And if something unintended happens, the whole thing goes down. And so why I have been saying from the beginning, I think we will have rolling power outages throughout the summer, is there are too many susceptibilities. To sit back and say, well, right now things are fine because ABC is a ceteris paribus fallacy. Ceteris paribus means all things remaining equal. But there is absolutely no reason to believe that all things are going to remain equal. I was a student of logic and have taught logic. It was not part of college. I didn't learn anything in college except how to drink. I learned all of this afterwards because I read some books, and those books challenged me to find the holes in my thinking. Also, with my friend Chris Awalt, we were in the academic decathlon in high school, and it opened up immense numbers of doors and windows of logic and reason and debate. And the hardest thing that you will ever do, other than what I'm doing right now, or I don't know, Marine training, one of the hardest things you'll ever do is stand up in front of a group of 400 people, 250 nights a year, and say, does anybody have any questions? Because once you've engaged in debate on a very high level every night for a long period of time, you learn to recognize mechanisms of illogic, logic fallacies, things like sophistry, and flaws in methodology. And so I made it my duty to learn those things. And so generally, when somebody's sitting back there silently yelling at their screen about me, if they were sitting there in front of me, most likely their opposition or their complaint would fall apart with only a few examinations. I'm not saying that I'm the best in the world at it, but I'm pretty good. And so all I'm saying is that what we have to do is figure this stuff out. And what I want you guys to know is that I have studied the just-in-time system of delivery of goods and services and electrical power as a service. Its weaknesses, its strengths are awesome. When it works great. But its weaknesses are that a break or an interruption can domino throughout the system. and unintended consequences happen. That we talked about before, no plan survives contact with the enemy, right? That's the problem. For years, going back even to when the guy wrote the book 1 Second After, which was horribly written, but it was an interesting story. The writing was just miserable, but it was an interesting story. The introduction to that book, I think it was written by Newt Gingrich, talked about the EMP problem and the threat of EMP, which really got me thinking about the susceptibility of the system. And so it's just something you study and you look at and you realize that there are just too many holes and there's too many dependencies. Everything is built on somebody else doing their job and somebody else showing up and something working just right. Yeah, and we have no idea. We are outside the pale. We're through the looking glass here. What's going on right now, in the way that it's going on, has never happened in the history of the world. There have been pandemics, there have been plagues, there have been massive 100-year wars, there have been absolute devastations, but you usually have not had 2 months of rollout of something as massive as this, and most people sitting in front of their TV comfortably eating chips and not even having any concept that they should be doing anything else. That is it's unprecedented. It's unprecedented. I don't even think you could write a paper on it. I think if I was to zap you guys all back 6 months or a year, and I've done, not that part, but I've done this, sat in front of people and said, you are going to experience this thing, right? I did a meeting in 1999 in front of hundreds of people a night. And in every talk, I said that I expected a terrorist attack in either LA or New York, most likely blamed on Al-Qaeda. They had previously attacked the World Trade Center in 1993, and I expected that attack to bring on some very unpopular but will be accepted infringements on human American freedom. And the last time I gave that talk, when I gave it in 30-something cities, some of you were there. Daniel, if you're out there, you were there. 1999. And it's on video. But if I forwarded you in time and said, listen, I told you this was going to happen, you would think somebody was crazy. You would think they were just absolutely crazy. Had a friend talk to me today. I'm not going to say where he is or where he was or whatever. But he contacted a local county judge and asked him what his plan was if there was some type of systemic collapse. And the guy said he needed to seek psychiatric help. Imagine being so invested in the fact that nothing can go wrong and normalcy bias that you can't even offer a civil response to somebody who's concerned about something that's very likely to happen. Yeah, you're right. War Dog Heim about Minkin. Concerted efforts on a strategic power generation stations would be really bad. And so here's the thing. You have to understand the law of unintended consequences. This is not Michael Bunker saying this is going to happen, this is going to happen. All I'm saying is there's a panorama of things that could happen. Some of them are very, very likely. And those things which seem unlikely because you have not fathomed the system of events. Let me give you an example. Who would have thought the assassination of a little known and almost no powered archduke would lead in just a few years to 30 million people dying? Think about it. There's a book Jack Finney wrote about what happened if the Titanic didn't sink. Yes, Archduke Franz Ferdinand. It would be like the King of Monaco getting killed, and because of that one event, 30 million people are dead in just a few years. 30 million people. The system of events looked at in hindsight was predictable, highly predictable. It was a very likely set of circumstances. Looking forward, because the trigger event wasn't identified, if you can't identify the trigger event, then you never go down the road of the prognostication of that eventuality. Is everybody with me? The trigger event is the hidden thing, right? That's the hidden thing. There's a book by Stephen King called 11/22/63. Fantastic book. The movie, the series on Hulu is good. Watch it, but it's nothing like the book. What I liked about the series is they actually have a scene in the series where the main character meets a woman and she's reading a book, and he says, "Oh, did you like the movie?" And he's a time traveler, and she goes, "They haven't made a movie." And he goes, "Oh, well, anyways, the book's always better than the movie." So the book is better than the movie, but in the book, you see the domino, and I disagree completely with Stephen King's idea of the single gunman. Completely. I just don't have enough faith in coincidence for that. But that's aside. The domino of events leading to the X event, when looked at in hindsight, makes perfect sense, right? So there are a million scenarios that have us in 5 years with 300 million dead. 300 million dead. All right? Doesn't mean that's going to happen. Just means there are scenarios that are very, very likely, that are very, very predictable, that could happen with what's going on in North Korea, with what's going on in China, with what's going on between the political parties, with what's going on between we're not going to take it anymore and you guys are going to get socialism and communism. I could lay out scenarios from now until the holidays that are completely likely, right? And if you looked at those events looking backwards, you could say, why didn't everybody see it? But there's got to be a trigger. There's one event that causes us to go down that darkest timeline, right? One event. And we don't know what that is. And that's why I'm always saying people don't know anything. You don't know anything. You don't know what's going on. You can't prove it, and you don't know it, and I don't know it. So what we can do is we can sit back, we can rid ourselves of all of our biases and our normalcy bias and our ceteris paribus fallacies, and we can just look back and go, what is most likely to happen in the most number of events? And that's what you prepare for. The thing is not the thing. That's right. The thing is never the thing. So does everybody get what I'm saying? The law of unintended consequences. Smash the like button. See, right here, right now, you have a revelation. You have revelatory knowledge of something that should motivate you, should make you happy, should make you joyful. And if you want to hit the super chat, you can do it. See, before you couldn't do that, but now you could. But you don't have to. Everybody's cool. We're at 54 minutes and I got to quit. I appreciate you guys. I hope everybody stays tuned. Tomorrow night, 7 o'clock, episode 2, my first editing job on one of the episodes. You guys are going to absolutely love it. It's going to be so much better than episode 1. Wait around and we're going to have episode 1 director's cut and everybody's going to love that too. So episode 2 tomorrow night, 7 o'clock. Smash the like button. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed. There's a lot of things you can still do. Go down there in the comment section. Write your comments. Hey, when we get off of here, write a comment. Say, hey, I appreciate your videos. All that stuff helps the algorithm. And also, we got the Amazon wish list down there. There's stuff on that list that we still need, including 4 batteries for the solar trailer. And the last thing is, I need some water. There's a Michael Bunker support button down there. Click on that, and it'll tell you how you can donate if you don't want to do it through the super chat. All right. 7 o'clock tomorrow. I'll be here with you in the chat, and we'll hang out and talk and be friends and whatnot. All right. Thank you, guys. Bye. Bunker Nation, be cool.